Hello, welcome to Talk to the Moon, where we talk about how to live life better and to have more inner peace within us. Today is kind of a special issue because I had injured myself. I had ruptured my left Achilles tendon completely, just practicing tennis with my best friend and his son. I wasn't even going all in. I wasn't even a real game that I was playing. We're just practicing. And when it's time for you to injure yourself, it's time to injure yourself, is what I got out of this experience. I just took one step back, ready for the ball to come for me, and then, and there I was. I was on the floor, and I couldn't move. I knew pretty much right away that something pretty catastrophic happened to my leg. And it has a life-changing effect, and that's what I want to kind of talk to you about. Because when a serious injury happens to you, like a Achilles tendon rupture, or maybe a ACL or a MCL tear, you're going to be in a place that you're not used to being in, right? It's a new place that you won't know what to do for a while. You'll be bewildered. I guess the first question that's going to come to our thoughts is like, well, at least I ask myself, what am I going to do? Okay, what's my next move here? I know I'm injured. I know I can't walk. What are the next things that's going to make my life better? And when you're in a traumatic situation like that and you're under duress, it's easy for us to not be able to think things through all the way. And sometimes we kind of panic out. Okay, we spaz out and we don't really know what the next step is. But hopefully this video can help some of us who have gone through Achilles injury, or they are going through it right now. Maybe you're looking for it, some answers, what to do, and you happen to come across this video. I'm not a physician. I'm a psychology professor. But I am going through this, so I can kind of share with you my journey with you, and I'll input a few more things in my future videos. First off, you gotta just collect yourself and find yourself to get to the ER as soon as possible, right? Be it your friend, be it your family. If it push comes shove, like 911, and get the ambulance to get there, then things kind of like settle down. And even when I was there, I was pretty nervous because, again, I have not had anything tear like this before. And I was pretty much in a lost state. It's like, what's next? And once they had checked me out, took the x-rays and did some tests, they're like, yeah, it's pretty much torn. And they put me in a soft cast. So that's probably gonna be your first thing that's gonna happen to you, okay? And maybe it's already at that stage. And it's uncomfortable as hell. Like, it's one of the most uncomfortable things that I've ever had to endure for a couple of weeks. It's like, because you're stepping on like this 2x4 type of wood, right out of Home Depot, and they just bandage it up together. They did a good job, but I mean, for it to last 10, 12 days, it was really tough. And obviously you can't take it off, so you have to sleep with it on. You can't take a shower. I had to take a bath with my legs sticking out. You're gonna go through some significant discomfort, right? I thought the pain level would be really, really high, and we all have different pain threshold. So you might have gone through something more extreme. I would say the day that I had the injury, I felt about a level 7 out of 10 pain. And then with some Aleve and whatnot, the next following few days, it went down to a manageable 4 to 5 level pain. So it was there, but it wasn't significant. I went to work the next day. I know my friends think I'm crazy, but I went to the gym the next day, and then I did just upper body only. I gotta have my gym in my life, okay? Don't come for me. And then next step 2 is for you to make an appointment to go see an orthopedic doctor. And if you have your primary care physician, they'll link that person to you. If not, ER should have some list for you. So relax and see that person, because that's gonna be a very critical person for you to go through in your recuperation / rehabilitation. And that person's probably going to look at your MRI and then make a solid determination on, do we need the surgery or not. And obviously if you have a full rupture, most of us will have to have surgery. Now, without getting graphic, and I'm sure there are other YouTube videos out there that I have seen that shows how this surgery is done. If you're a little queasy about things like that, I'm gonna keep it super short. So if this is my leg, okay, my calf, and then my ankle, heel, they're gonna make a little small incision right here, and then they're going to suture the tendon up, and then they're going to suture you back up externally, and then put a hard cast on you at this point. So hard cast is a little bit more comfortable than the soft cast. And I've been in those for like 2 weeks now. I can't wait for 2 more days. I'm gonna let you know how it feels afterwards. And I will be in a soft, I mean the removable boot, you know, those black boots that people wear with the leg injury. And that's your next step, right? So after you see the orthopedic surgeon, get the surgery, and then you're gonna be in the hard cast. And after that, they'll see you and take the cast off and put you in the boot. So these are some steps that I had no idea that I was going to go through. Of course, I looked it up, I Googled it, and I kind of saw the docs, and I was like, okay, that's what to expect. But maybe it's a little bit better if you hear from an actual patient that's going through this, run it for you. And obviously the next steps are to PT it out, walk in my boot for a while, and then the ortho is going to let me get out of the boot and walk in regular shoes. I can't wait for that. And then eventually I can jog lightly. Eventually I can do hiking and other kind of things that I love to do. And then 8 to 9 months in, I believe, is what the projected time in which I should be at my 100% with my leg usage. So I say all this to say that it's gonna be okay. The initial stage, what Lazarus would call an alarm stage, and I don't want to get all lecture here, but that's when we kind of like freak out, spaz out, and we're not really seeing things super clearly or calmly. But after you do all the things that you're supposed to be doing to handle this stressor, the resistance stage, it depends on how you look at your stressor. That's going to determine how composed you'll be, how your perspective of your recuperation is going to be, and how you're going to handle all the other aspects of your life as well, right? Because we're going to have some thoughts, some concerns about how am I going to go to work? And can I work? How am I going to cook? How am I going to shower? Am I going to be able to do any kind of activity? Can I put any weight on my feet at all? Like, these are all questions that are very valid, and you're going to have to just find out one day at a time through your physician's advice and making sure that you follow the steps. And if you do that, and if you handle these stressful moments one step at a time, and know that these are the controllables in your life, that you can do things to push through, power through, and then it's gonna be okay. This is my 1 month and 4 days since the injury, and I haven't had any catastrophic day or a day that I felt like, wow, this was too much. And I can't speak for all of you. I know we all have different experiences. Maybe you had a slightly different experience. Maybe you are going through something a little bit more anxious and more worried about your situation. I am thankful that I have insurance, but some of us have insurance issues, and that could be also an additional stressor, right? I have a cool job in which that I can scooter myself into my classroom, and I can just sit down and talk to my students and still work my full-time job. But some people are working like really physically laborious jobs, and if so, then yeah, that's going to obviously impact you significantly. That may impact your salary, your pay, disability leave, all kinds of stuff. So excuse me if I'm like oversimplifying it, but I'm just sharing with you my personal experience. But even if you have those other issues, I'm not here to minimize it, but when you do have to go through those, just take a breather, focus, write things down if you have to. A, I need to do this. B, I need to do that. And C, I need to do that. And just check off, like checklist each of these items. And before you know it, few days, few hours, whatever it took you to check those items off, you'll be in a slightly better place, as in like handling your stress level or your anxiety or your worries. So I'm not here to tell you everything's going to be okay. I am here to tell you there are steps that you and I can follow. And if you do that, eventually you're going to be at month 1, you know, and where the pain is a lot more manageable. Eventually you're going to be able to walk. Eventually you're going to be able to jog. Eventually you're going to be able to be yourself once again. And I know not every injury is like that, but some injuries can be healed all the way. And from what I understand, this is one of those things. If I do my physical therapy properly and be patient and be diligent about the rehab, then this can be you as well. So please don't give up the hope. Please don't be overly dramatic about your situation, or at least try to maintain and contain yourself from doing that, because the more you stress out, your body feels it. Like stress comes from here, right? From our brain. And the more stress that is sent out through our nervous system, our body is not at our peak. So the ability for us to heal properly can be delayed or can be interrupted, because now your brain or your body is trying to deal with the stress that you have put upon yourself emotionally, and you're trying to do two things at once, right? Allow yourself some grace, relax as much as you can, and let your body kind of do its thing along the way. Reasons to be encouraged. I have life. I appreciate my life, and I hope that you do as well. And if you feel like, man, I'm so down on my life and I don't know what to be thankful for, make a list. Okay, I know that sounds oversimplified, but do just meditate upon it and ask yourself, what am I really thankful for in my life? Even if it's the tiniest thing, right? And just write those things down and kind of read it to yourself and reflect, oh wow, I do have this in my life that is maybe other persons don't. Maybe you have kids like I do and you cherish them to the greatest aspect of your life. And maybe other people don't have that. Maybe you have an amazing partner that you're thankful for. Okay, maybe you have a hella cute doggy, right, that you're giving all of your heart to. Maybe you have a hobby that you really like to do. Maybe gym motivates you. Maybe you like anime, music, art. There are endless things that you and I can be appreciative for, but I think sometimes we forget that we have so many things at our disposal to be thankful for. And especially when you're under duress, I think we have a tendency to kind of forget all the good things that we can be doing or can be partaking in. So try to find a way to uplift your own spirit by looking at the little uplifts in your life that you can draw energy from. And if you're fortunate enough to have amazing friends like myself, draw some energy from their encouragements. And I appreciate so many of my friends for texting me, calling me, asking me like, hey, can I bring you some pho? Can I bring you some soup? Can I bring you meds, groceries? I was overwhelmed with, in a good way, that they reached out to me with so much love and compassion. And I'm super thankful that I have a bunch of friends that are super high quality that I appreciate to the maximum level. Some of the people that I thought about in my recuperation, is other friends that had gone through some serious injuries. And the first person that came to my mind was my childhood buddy, David Matranga. And name drop here, he's Todoroki in the My Hero Academia, the voice of. So I'm very proud of my actor friend there. And he tore his right Achilles tendon, just doing regular thing. I think he was playing basketball with his nieces and nephews. He wasn't dunking on people. He wasn't trying out for the NBA. Just regular basketball game, backyard, and bah, when it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. Not you, the person, but like when your body part's gonna go, it's gonna go. And he went through it like doubly hard because it was his right Achilles and he couldn't even drive, right? So I was thankful that, hey, at least I can drive myself to work and groceries and pick up my kid, yada, yada. And that's something that, many people don't have. I guess half the people don't have the luxury to do. And I thought about my friend, Dr. Shah, Haren Shah, who is a psychiatrist in Atlanta. He had recently gone through a traumatic injury where he was skiing and then he was avoiding somebody and then trying to be safe, and then he got ejected out of his skis and he hit a tree. Like he flipped in the air and he hit the tree with his back and his pelvis. So he shattered both of his pelvis, broke some of his ribs, and he was like really severely injured. And he's recuperating. And his spirits were so much higher than I would have ever imagined somebody going through that level of traumatic injury. So fighting Dr. Shah. And my friend's wife, Marie Wynn, she had torn her calf, I believe, one at a time. And then she still didn't give up on playing tennis because that's one of her passions. And she still put herself back onto the tennis court after each one of these injuries. And it's a similar motion with Achilles, where you have to move a lot, left, right, laterally, vertically. And to know that if you're passionate about something that you want to do, you're not going to let an injury stop you. You're just going to wait, recuperate, and go right back at it again. My artist buddy, Lee Washington, Lee the One, if you go around in Houston, you'll see a lot of his mural / airbrush art throughout the town. Super talented artist. And he tore his MCL. And he basically did rehab on his own time and own self. And he got himself to start running on track within 2 or 3 months, which is crazy level kind of stuff. I'm not going to be running in 2 to 3 months, so don't you worry. I'm not that guy. All right. And my physician, Dr. Joshua Wynn, he tore his ACL, and then he didn't have the surgery because it was a partial tear. And he just did his doctor stuff at the house, I guess, and just PT'd himself through a full recovery to a point where the next season he was back on the slope skiing again. So obviously there's many other people that have gone through more traumatic injuries and they have overcome. And I think that's the feel that I got from my buddies, my friends. The Greek word for overcome is nikeo, Nikeo. Kind of like Nike. Nike got that word from the Greek vocabulary. It's I overcome. And I think no matter what it is, and you may not even get back to 100%, but I think we can overcome in some way, form, or fashion, as long as we are able to focus and be ourselves throughout the whole process, and be as focused and composed as much as possible, and do all the things that's within our control, and be patient. It's been really difficult for me to be patient through this process because I love to do everything that is active, and it's kind of parked me from doing any kind of cardio. But patience is virtue. It's just part of the journey, part of the rehabilitation, and we just have to trust that process. So it may not even be a physical thing that you might see as your valley that you're going through right now. You might be going through some family issues, some friends issues, partnership issues. Inflation is B, right? Financial issues. There's a lot of things that could be stressing you out right now. You might have a loved one that's going to the war. So whatever it is that you are struggling with, not even physically, just mentally, emotionally, if you really lay out the foundation or options of what you could be doing, can be doing, that's within your control, know your controllables, list them out, do one thing at a time, and just keep chucking, keep going one step, because we can't take multiple steps at once, right? Take one step at a time, move forward, and ideally, things should be better, and it would be better. And if you believe in it, and if you have hope towards it, and if you're putting action into it, and are being disciplined about it, I do believe it will be better. So if you are going through something very difficult, my heart is with you. Hopefully that you can recover, rehabilitate, recuperate from whatever ailments that you're going through. And I'll keep you posted. Thank you so much.